I'm Kyle,
I'm Emily.
And I'm Tanoy.
and this is our ICM statistics video project. So we collected data from students at Panther Creek High School only based on how many electives they've taken throughout high school. We posted polls on our Instagram stories and students had the choice of whether they wanted to answer or not. And so this is the data we collected. So for the measures of central tendency, we found that the mean, which is the average of all the numbers, was 9.08 electives, and then the mode, which is the number that's repeated the most, was 18. The range was 8, which is the highest number subtracted from the lowest number.
The quartile 1 is a number between the minimum and the median, and quartile 1 is 7, and then the median is the middle number between the min and max. And then quartile 3 is 10, and that's the median between the median and the max. So that number is 10. And then the maximum number is the highest number of the data, which is 14. And then the interquartile range is quartile 3 minus quartile 1, which is 3. And then the outliers are numbers that range outside of the normal data. And to find that, you take quartile 1 and you subtract that from the product of 1.5 times the interquartile range, which is 3, which equals 2.5. And then the other outlier, you would find that by doing 10, which is the quartile 3, and then add that to the product of 1.5 times the interquartile range, which is 3, and then that equals 14.5. And then you would find numbers that are bigger than 14.5 or that are less than 2.5, and the answer is no, because there's no numbers that are in that range, so there's no outliers. And then the stem and leaf plot, you would put 0 and 1 here, and then the other numbers that are in that number on this side with the leaf. And then the key is, for example, 1 and 0, which equals 10. This is how you find the standard deviation. You would take the original values that you have, which are these. So those are the number of electives that students have taken. And then you subtract the mean from each of those values, which is 9.08. And after you subtract the mean from all those values, you get these different numbers in the third column. And then after that, you would square those values that you found. And then after that, you would get those answers. And then you would add all of these up and then divide it by how many values you had, which is 100. So we got 459.36, and we divided that by 100, which is 4.59, which rounded to 4.6. So that's how you find the standard deviation. And then to find the variation, you take the square root of the standard deviation, which is 2.1433.
This is our bell curve that's represented by our data that we showed earlier. And this is a normally distributed bell curve because the mean, median, and mode are all similar. They're all around 9 and 10. And this is how the bell curve is supposed to do with our standard deviation, and our mean is 9.08, so that's how it would work.